Aurora and Arthur Petrova, a treasure hunt. "18 Harrow Way stands beneath a sky of leaden gray on a Saturday in Chelmsford this November 4th day. The clock strikes 14:20. The air feels heavy and still as Aurora and Arthur gaze out from the windowsill. The lackluster light makes the garden look monotonous and cold, a dreary, dismal sight for two children so bold. Arthur adjusts his glasses, his green sweater neatly pressed, while Aurora, in pink, feels like an unwanted guest. The move from Romford was a blow, a change she truly hates, a bitter pill to swallow as she contemplates her fates. She misses Harrow Lodge Primary, its familiar friendly roar, and finds Battle Hall Junior an abysmal, tedious bore. Her long hair is held by pink clips, her fake fringe slightly askew. As she sighs, "This alienation is something I can't undo." Harlow the Dalmatian trots over with a rhythmic, spotted grace, licking her hand to banish the frown from her crestfallen face. "My dear lady," Harlow barks, in a tone most refined and grand, "thy melancholy is a cacophony I struggle to understand. Pray, do not permit this damp weather to mar your inner light, for even in great Baddow, the future may yet be bright." Maria enters the room, her orange blouse a vibrant flare, concealing childhood secrets with a poised and regal air. Her black hair is coiled tightly in a bun so very neat. She speaks in Bulgarian, her voice both sharp and sweet. "Haide, Detsa, do not exacerbate the gloom, even if we live on borrowed time in every single room. The landlord's plan to sell is a peril they must face, an erratic sword of Damocles hanging over this place." Arthur looks up, his green glasses catching the kitchen's glow. "Mama, the clock is ticking and the day is moving slow." Arthur remembers the cars, the journey to this brink. The red Audi A3 was gone before he could even blink. Then came the blue Vauxhall Vectra, a notorious, smoking beast, an infantile machine whose internal fumes had never ceased. It marred their every journey, a mechanical disgrace, until the black BMW 3 Series finally took its place. Kiev the tabby purrs. "That Vectra was quite appalled, I say, a pear-shaped piece of engineering that led us all astray. This BMW is a successor of far more elegant stock, a sturdy, silent vessel that would never dare to mock. The house is a pressure cooker of restless, youthful energy. A premature winter's boredom is their common enemy. We need an adventure," Aurora cries, her loquacious nature soaring, "before I become inconsolable from everything being so boring." Arthur nods his head, his short hair catching the light. The piano student's fingers twitch, ready for a fight. "Let us hunt for hidden riches. Let us scour the floor, like pirates seeking plunder on a distant sandy shore." Their eyes meet in a flash of sibling synchronicity, a sudden sharp departure from their recent passivity. "I have a plan," Maria says, her glasses catching the sun. "An indoor treasure hunt, albeit one that's second to none." She produces a weathered parchment, a map of the sitting room floor, promising riches and sweets behind every cupboard door. "Slushete," she commands with a twinkle in her eye. "The treasure is hidden where the secret shadows lie." Aurora reaches for the map, her fingers trembling with hope, finding within her spirit a new way to help them cope. "A pirate's life for us," she declares with a wide, toothy grin. "Let the great Baddow treasure hunt finally begin." They delve into a chest for costumes, bright and bold, to transform into pirates, brave and uncontrolled. Aurora dons a tricorn hat, her pink clips peeking through, while Arthur grabs a plastic cutlass, ready to pursue. They look quite the pair, on the brink of a daring deed, taking no notice of the drizzling rain or the garden weed. The sibilant sound of their capes whisking through the air proves they are a formidable team, a truly intrepid pair. "Avast, ye matey," Arthur cries, waving his green-hilted sword, while Aurora checks the compass, feeling no longer bored. The first riddle is a puzzle, a complex, tangled knot. "I have 4 legs but cannot walk. I'm the sturdiest in the lot." Aurora paces the carpet, her pink fringe fluttering fast. "It's the dining table!" she shouts, the confusion surpassed. Kiev the cat watches, his eyes like emerald spheres. "Elementary, my dear Aurora," he meows into her ears. "One must observe the obvious to conquer the obscure. A lesson in deduction that is certain to endure." Under the table they scramble, with a cacophonous, joyful yell, finding the next clue hidden where the dark shadows dwell. "I hold the keys to music, but I never open a door." Arthur knows this answer. It's what he's been practicing for. He runs to his piano, his glasses glinting with glee. The second clue is taped beneath the key of middle C. Harlow the Dalmatian follows, tail wagging like a whip. "Capital deduction, young Arthur. Don't let the treasure slip. Your affinity for melody has served us well today, leading us ever closer to where the golden prizes lay." Arthur's fingers dance a trill, a brief and joyous sound, as the search for hidden bounty becomes more and more profound. The door opens wide, and Aunt Sasha steps inside the hall, with Uncle Billy beside her, both wearing glasses, standing tall. "Как вы правите?" Sasha asks with a radiant, warm smile. "We've come to join the fun for a little while." Billy laughs a hearty laugh, his Bulgarian spirit bright, watching the children hunt with such ecstatic, pure delight. The air in the hallway is filled with the scent of the rain, and the joy of family members who have come to ease the strain. "We heard there were pirates," Billy says, patting his coat, "ready to sail the carpets in a legendary boat." Mariha greets her sister with a hug that's fierce and tight, their shared history a beacon in the falling evening light. "Dobry doshli," she cries out, her bun as firm as ever, bound by ties of kinship that no landlord's whim can sever. Sasha looks at Mariha, seeing the orange sleeves she wears, to hide the scars of kettle burns and old, forgotten cares. "The house feels warm," Sasha says, despite the damp outside, "a sanctuary of love where the Petrovas can reside." They speak of East Outer London and the traffic on the way, adding their own voices to the rhythm of the day. Arthur shows Uncle Billy the Balkan ornaments on the shelf, while Billy tells a story, a legend of his former self. "These ceramics from Troyan," Billy says with a pointed hand, "are a piece of the history from our beautiful, distant land. The colorful patterns swirl in a dance of clay and ink, providing a connection, a vital, cultural link." Arthur listens intently, his green glasses on his nose, learning how his heritage through every vessel flows. "Our home is where we are," Billy whispers with a wink, "regardless of the houses or the water in the sink." The final clue leads them back to the sitting room hearth, the most precarious point on their adventurous path. "It sits where the fire breathes," Aurora reads aloud, her voice ringing clearly, determined and proud. The threat of the move feels less dire in this moment of quest, as they search for the bounty that will put their fears to rest. Look beneath the velvet cushion. Arthur gives a sudden shout, where the cat usually naps and the shadows turn about. They dive for the sofa, their pirate capes flying high, under the watchful gaze of the darkening November sky. Beneath the velvet cushion, Aurora finds the prize, a bounty of chocolates and sweets before their very eyes. They are absolutely ecstatic. The victory is complete. A mountain of sugary treasures, a wonderful, wondrous treat. Kiev the cat trots over to inspect the golden foil. "A righteous reward," he purrs, "for your afternoon of toil." Though the sugar may be frantic and the cocoa quite intense, the joy of the discovery makes perfect, logical sense. Aurora shares a chocolate bar, her fake fringe dancing free, at the peak of her excitement and her pirate revelry. "Where is Petar?" Sasha asks as she looks around the room, while the children's laughter banishes the last of the gloom. He's out in the BMW, Marika explains with a sigh, in East Outer Greater London, beneath the heavy sky. Work calls him away, albeit briefly, from our side. But his heart remains here where his family does reside. Kiev curls his tail around Marika's orange-clad knee. The patriarch returns soon. He meows with feline decree, for the scent of the bangers and the mash is in the air, a culinary siren song that Petar would always share. The kitchen becomes a theater of sizzle and of steam as Maria and Sasha work together like a dream. The onomatopoeia of the sausages as they pop and they hiss promises a comfort that the children wouldn't miss. Mash the potatoes, Maria says, handing Sasha the tool. Make them smooth as silk, that is the golden rule. The steam rises up, a white and ghostly shroud, as the sisters talk in Bulgarian, laughing long and loud. They are a symphony of motion, a dance of pot and pan, executing the dinner with a master's intricate plan. Arthur returns to the piano, his green glasses catching the light, playing a gentle melody to welcome the coming night. Billy sits beside him, tapping a rhythm on his knee, encouraging the boy with a sense of harmony. Your talent is no lackluster thing, Billy says with pride. It's a gift that will stay with you, wherever you may reside. Through Romford and Chelmsford and whatever comes next, music is a language that is never truly perplexed. Arthur's fingers fly across the keys of ivory and wood, feeling for the first time that the move might be good. Harlow and Kiev observe the scene from their rug on the floor, two silent sentinels guarding the sitting room door. The humans are loquacious today, Harlow remarks with a grin, a pleasant cacophony to replace the silence within. Kiev licks a paw, his ginger fur soft and bright. They seek the treasure of connection on this rainy night. The move was a trauma, a disruption of their peace, but the bonds of the Petrovas will never truly cease. They lean against each other, a Dalmatian and a cat, discussing the philosophy of this and then of that. Dinner is served. Maria calls, her voice a clarion bell, as the scent of the onion gravy begins to weave its spell. The table is a feast of bangers, peas, and golden mash, a vibrant culinary spark, a magnificent, savory flash. Aurora pours the Rabina, the liquid a ruby red. This is the best pirate feast ever, she happily said. The glasses sparkle in the light of the overhead lamp, a warm and golden contrast to the evening's outside damp. Maria smiles at her daughter, her orange glasses bright, knowing they have conquered the shadows of the night. Arthur takes a bite of sausage, the gravy rich and thick, enjoying the flavors that vanish with a flick. Aunt Sasha sits beside him, her glasses reflecting the room. Eat up, young man, it's the antidote to gloom. The table is a place of stories, of laughter and of chatter, proving that the house itself is not what should really matter. They talk of the future, of the schools and of the town, finding reasons to smile instead of reasons to frown. The peas are like emeralds, Arthur says with a laugh, as they walk together down this new and untried path. Aurora looks at Billy, her pink glasses perched on her nose. Will Battle Hall Jr. be better, do you suppose? Billy nods his head, his expression wise and kind. A new school is a treasure hunt for the curious mind. You will find new friends, like gems hidden in the sand, and become the most clever pirate in all the Chelmsford land. Do not let the fear of change alienate your heart, for every ending is simply a place for a brand new start. Aurora considers this, her long hair falling over her chest, deciding that, perhaps, she will put her worries to rest. Outside, the rain continues its sibilant, rhythmic beat, washing the pavements and the quiet Great Baddow Street. The black BMW sits silent, a sentinel in the dark, waiting for the morning and the song of the rising lark. Harlow gazes out the window, his spots a striking sight. The world is a watery canvas on this November night. Kiev joins him on the sill, his tail a ginger plume. But inside there is warmth, and there is no more room for gloom. They watch the droplets race across the cold and frosted glass, waiting for the winter and the seasons that will pass. The dinner plates are cleared away, the evening winding down. The Petrovas have found their peace in this Essex town. Maria helps Arthur with his coat, a gentle motherly hand. You are the strongest pirate in the whole of the land. The permanent scars on her arms are hidden by her sleeves, but the strength she gained from them is something he perceives. We are a team, Arthur says, hugging her orange-clad waist, and no amount of moving can ever be truly erased. They stand in the kitchen, the warmth of the stove still near, holding on to each other and banishing every fear. Sasha turns to Aurora, her voice a soft and Bulgarian song. Ti si silna, moito momike. You have been brave and strong. She places a hand on the girl's shoulder, a gesture of belief, providing the young pirate with a moment of sweet relief. The map of your life is long, and the treasures are many and vast. Do not let the shadows of Romford be the things that always last. Aurora smiles at her aunt, her pink lips shining bright, ready to face the challenges of the coming Monday light. Blagodaria, Lilia Sasha, she whispers with a grin, accepting the new life that is about to truly begin. 18 Haraway is quiet now. The treasure hunt is done. The battle against the Saturday gloom has finally been won. Aurora and Arthur stand together by the stairs, a sibling duo ready for their future and their cares. The move from Romford was a storm, a wild and crashing sea, but they are the captains of their fate, as brave as they can be. The clock strikes 2000. The November air is cold, but the story of the Petrovas is a story to be told. With a Dalmatian, a cat, and a map of the floor, they are ready for whatever lies behind the next door.